The United States national team finished top of Group B to advance to the quarterfinals. However, Bruce Arena knows his team have not played up to potential, a potential they will need to find if they wish to win this Gold Cup. El Salvador lost to Mexico but rebounded, beating Guatemala to advance to this stage. Now, Santos Cabrera and company look to shock the field and beat the Americans in Pasadena. The quarterfinals kick off as the USA battle El Salvador. Perhaps the most well-known El Salvadorian player here today, Ronald Cerritos. We are underway, but still worth having in there, Razov. Lewis to his left, he uses him now. The ball travels to him amazingly with this wet field. They've already played a match here in advance, and this one, the cross in front! And a golden chance for McBride. And Canada, the defending champions. And it looks like possibly we'll have 3 World Cup sides if the United States advance here. Navarro. El Salvador with a rush. They look for Cerritos. The shot by Navarro! Just over the crossbar. And I mean just. Really close, and what a shock to the system that would have been towards the United States. But in the end, no harm done. One of 5 members from the Chicago Fire on the U.S. roster. It's played wide by Armas. The ball starts to move again. Haydock, who's looked better in offense than defense. He is the right back. McBride! Goal! Minute 9. Brian McBride with his 2nd goal of the tournament from the cross on the right side. 1-0 USA. His 2nd goal of the tournament comes via header as it beats Santos Rivera to the far post. Haydock with the initial cross, and it was lifted ill-advisedly by Guillermo Garcia. Planted in the back of the net by McBride. USA. And their foot remains on the pedal, it appears. Bocanegra. Armas, he's been everywhere. That ball through, the flag is down. Kobe Jones, right side. It's McBride for his 2nd. Brian McBride, the beneficiary of some wonderful midfield work by the USA. And they are starting to pull away. Only 10 minutes into this one. Oh yes, good call by the referee's assistant. It looked like offside. Kobe Jones waited his run. He had the great touch in. Across it goes to McBride. Easier than a penalty kick. 1 on no one. Excellent touch by Jones. Brian McBride would have loved to leave it for him, I am sure. But you can't chance anything at this level. 2-0 ski. Played up ahead. Lewis, the cross. The target is Jones. Oh, McBride! And wait a minute, will not be allowed. Could have been one of the quickest American international hat tricks of all time, if not the quickest. And you can see the value that McBride brings to this roster. Just a huge target. Things get a bit messy, he cleans them up. But you could see just by a sliver he was offside. American international, naturalized. Donovan with space. Great ball by McBride. Razov turns. Has plenty of numbers. Look at this build-up for Lewis. Lewis's cross. Goal! Hat trick! Brian McBride is a hat trick hero. 3-0 USA. And that was the best of the bunch. Everyone who hasn't got a touch. Lewis. Donovan. Unselfishness reigns supreme. Razov initially, after it started in the midfield. Donovan was one of the players who got touches in the midfield. Didn't stop his run, 3-0. It is looking rather bleak for El Salvador. As is Santos Cabrera, both players carrying yellow cards, so that's one concern off the shoulders of Jorge Humberto Recinos. Here's Beasley. Look at that cross! And McBride half a foot away from his 4th goal and the Americans' 4th. And Beasley, an immediate impression. Santos Rivera, the keeper, in no man's land when they looked to play 5. Donovan, the cross, wide open, Razov, save, McBride, flag is up. He's had 2 or 3 chances to get his 4th. Perhaps some of that luck is worn out. Let's see the validity of this. Well, does appear to be offside. Yes, even though Garcia ill-advisedly retreating. Donovan, stopped by Velasquez. Razov lifts it, a great ball, another good save by Rivera, courageous. And Agus was the man who made contact, but you gotta feel good for Santos Rivera making that save. It's national pride on the line for El Salvador, and that being said, it's been brought to my attention that some major problems with the El Salvadorian Football Federation. Mason, Agus, Beasley looking to run. He gets a chance here. See if he can separate. He can't. Yes, he has. The cross. Razov. 4-0. Ante Razov in minute 72 gets the goal that he certainly deserves. And the development of DeMarcus Beasley continues with a glorious cross. And now the USA most certainly are home. Failed attempt at the tackle. Mathis drew out the defender. Ante Razov, pretty as a picture. Conditions like this normally spoil the game, but the United States goals, especially the 3rd and the 4th, have been of the highest quality. And Bruce Arena can celebrate with his players. There it is. 3 first-half goals from Brian McBride, a 4th from Ante Razov. Tremendous, cohesive team effort from the United States. Bruce Arena has seen his team's best performance in the tournament and hopes that improvement will come from here. Disappointment from El Salvador, but they did get this far, which was quite an achievement. The final score from Pasadena, 4-0 in favor of the USA.